Right, good evening everybody. Welcome to Virtual Pool 4 online. We're here on Friday night. We've got more matches in the VP4 2021 8-Ball World Championships. We've got a round 3 match. We've actually got a few matches tonight. The one we're focusing on is the one that starts in a few minutes' time. We're going to have a look at the list of matches. And this match between Bedhead and Larry, just give me 2 seconds.
Excellent.
Right, we've got Hairpig joining me tonight again. Good evening, everybody. Good evening to Chico. Quick look at this tournament thing on the tournament page. Steve added the match schedule. Now, I had a look at that earlier on, or maybe a few days ago, and the one thing I noticed was wrong with it, and I sent an email to Steve. The matches, I think, were appearing on the list as and when somebody accepted the match or accepted the proposal. Therefore, they weren't in chronological order. So, i.e., the matches that start tonight, or the matches that are starting soonest, are the ones now at the top. So he's now got them in an order that's more readable. So you've got 3 matches. We've got Larry at 7 p.m, so that's about 5 minutes away, Larry and Bedhead. And then at 7:30 we've got DJ Simon and LS3, which I think will be, it's a one-loss side match. We've also got Steve Boots versus Little Wolf at 8 p.m, so that's the 3 matches tonight. Now obviously we're going to concentrate on Larry and Bedhead on the winner's side. And then half an hour later, you've got DJ Simon and LS3 starting on the one-loss side. So there's like an hour where there's matches running. And what we'll do is we'll just keep an eye on them. And what we need to remember is the one-loss side is a race to 8. And the winner's side's a race to 11. So we'll have a pop in and look at the bracket as and when the Larry and Bedhead match is up and running, just to keep an eye on what's happening. We've got other matches. Now, what I've done is I've created my own list of matches that I'm going to stream and do some commentary on, but needless to say, there's a few I won't be, and that's basically because of the times where I can't be there at that time. It's too late. We've got Marcellus against Ice Age on Saturday at 2 a.m. in the morning, so obviously that's out the window, out the question. And there's a couple others as well, like for example Shibo and Bill, they're at 9 p.m. on Sunday night. Again, that's too late. We've got Hazad and John Boo was arranged today. That's going to be Monday at 7 p.m. I'll be there for that one. Now, the question to ask tonight then here, Pig, is who are you going for between Larry and Bedhead?
Well, I see Cobra chose Larry 11-9 there. I'm gonna agree with 11-9, but I'm going Bedhead.
Yeah, Larry's. It sounds a bit silly to say this, a bit obvious, but Larry needs to stay in the winner's side as long as possible, because I think he's going to be more vulnerable if he ends up in that one-loss side with a race to 8. If he can hang in and stay in the winner's side, then obviously he's doing well, and it'll boost his chances. But it's whether Larry's had a bit of more practice in this 10-footer to cut out those misses, those errors that he needs to do to be competitive long enough and deep enough into the match. Bedhead, of course, we know is no mug. He's not going to give much to Larry, and likewise to Larry if he's in form. So I think it could be pretty close. Close call. It's all going to be down to the usual thing in this game, particularly 8-Ball, obviously, with the alternate break and coming up with dry breaks and whatever. There might be things that will affect it, but consistency wise, you'd have to favour Bedhead, maybe by the odd couple of racks, but who knows? That's what That's what it's all about. It can all turn out differently in the night.
I think it is, in pool, it is so often the mistakes that tell the tale of the match, and I think we just might see one or two more of those straightforward potting errors from Larry than we will from Bedhead.
Yep. That tends to be the way it goes, yep.
It's got to be said about Bedhead. He's used to playing on this 10-foot table with the very tight pockets, playing one pocket.
Exactly. So, that was the other point to make. Yeah, Bedhead does have a lot of time where he's spent on this 10-footer, which Larry hasn't, and that could go against him as well. But we will see. So good evening to everybody. I probably missed a fair few in the chat. LS3's there, Miasma's there, Cheeky Chico, Dwight's there, and whoever else has turned up. Cobra's there. Did I say Cobra? Well, anyway, I'll say it again. So we are, well, we're probably just knocking on the door of the top of the hour, and we're all set to go. Lag for break, of course. No jump cues. Jumps are allowed if anybody dare try, but I think most people are finding that really tough without the jump cue. Room is up. We're going to dive straight in.
I think the time when the playing cue jump is most viable is if you're only going over the edge of a ball.
Yeah.
Sometimes a jump might be a more accurate version of a swerve shot, but I think in most cases with the playing cue, you're going to see them kick at the ball instead.
So, two players lagging off. Again, my memory's totally gone again because I've totally forgotten who's who, where, and whatever. But the one at the bottom's won the lag, and that was Bedhead. No, sorry, Slim. You're not box office enough for tonight, I'm afraid. Yeah, I haven't even looked at the stats. That's one thing I haven't looked at, is the tournament stats.
Yeah, that is an interesting question. I guess they do racks run just like they do for 9-ball.
Yeah, I don't even know what the stats consist of in this tournament, or this game anyway. I don't know what they are. I presume racks run is one of them. I would imagine Moneyball might be the percentage as well, which I would imagine be quite high for most of the winners so far.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be pretty high.
So
no LS3. I'm not entered in the tournament this time around.
Yeah, he's a bit like me. He talks about a game than he plays. Yeah.
Especially on this 10-footer. I can't execute on the 10-footer the way I do on the 9-footer in VP4.
Good evening, Albie. Albie's putting a wider margin in the result. 11-6 to Bedhead. Well, straight away, Larry against the break has his chance. And
Bedhead broke dry and Larry opted for the solids.
Yeah, but it ain't going to be easy. I think he might have tried to tweak down the side there and just kiss that, whatever it is, 13 ball or 11 ball in the 5 on the side rail there.
I believe he did try it, yes.
Now, has he got room to try a bank?
Well, it looks to me like if he gets... Yeah, I believe if he gets the right angle on it, then he could make it where the 3 is. He'd have to either make the 3 first, or the 3 isn't sitting quite perfect for that to be an easy combo. I think the combo is actually a little harder than pocketing it if the 3 isn't there.
He's tried again. That's 2 goes he's had, and of course running out of balls again.
Yeah, if he had to play... the 3 last before the 5, then the odds of him getting on the 5 in the same pocket
here's a
slim.
fatal move. Fatal move if he moves that 5 right now, because he's just opening it Well, he's opening one of the balls for Bedhead. Of course, Bedhead could try and play the 15 onto the 3 and get it to follow in. But Larry's felt forced into bringing his own ball into play, but he's left Bedhead dead in line to play this shot and open this pocket. So I think Bedhead might find it hard to resist playing this, because that's the only thing that's going to stop him winning the rack. Well, he's refusing it.
You may see him hit a stun shot to try and open the pocket.
Could, yeah, if he's got an angle.
Here
Let's have a
off
look.
the 10.
I think
he tried it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Didn't get there though.
Well, he kind of
But
did.
he brought the ball in
15
play.
away where he can make it in other pockets now.
Well, of course,
room to play position on it.
Pressure now to get the run out, because everything's in play, and Larry's balls are all sitting reasonably good, apart from, you could say, the 5. It's got a sort of limited choice of where it's going at the moment.
Yeah, it'd be good to save the 14, 15, 8 as an end pattern here, because the 15 lays good. If you get on it from where the 14 is, then it lays good to play on the 8 in the open pocket.
Check my doodle's working. Well, he might. I don't know whether he wants to drop that one into the middle. Is that the 13 that's up there? Is that the one you mentioned? What ball is that?
12. The 12, I think.
Oh no, that's the 15. Oh, it is a 12. It is a 12. I can't see the colours from this distance. I think it's a contrast of the colours of the blue, especially when the ball's lying on its side and you see mostly the white of the stripe ball. It's difficult to pick the colour.
Yeah. I think he's left the 13 a little too long here. So he's going to... I think he's going to have to go 14, 15, 13, 8, and it doesn't sit as nice to get from the 13 to the 8.
Now the obvious thing here is if he comes out into the table again, because he can't do a stop shot here because of the angle, but if he comes out into the table and doesn't get the right angle, then it's not going to be quite as easy to drop onto this 8 ball. Bear in mind one of the pockets is blocked. And that's the problem where he's got to himself now.
Oh, he got a great angle. All he has to do is draw back a little.
He needs to avoid hitting that 5 though. The angle he's
Draw
got...
will take care of that.
Let's see. He played more a stun than a draw. But
yeah, a little lower would have been better, but this isn't bad.
Not quite a Bedhead cut, but he should get it. Good evening to Tommy and Simanx. Well, Bedhead found his way out, and that's the sort of thing Larry has to be doing. Larry's got to match him, especially on his own break now. And that's it's not looking good.
Larry's last shot there was a bit of a mystery. I don't know if what he did was what he was trying to do, but he really did open it up for Bedhead, and either he was dramatically underestimating Bedhead's ability to run out from there, or maybe something went wrong with the execution on that shot.
Well, again, remember he had his 2 ball on the right side. Now he could have banked to 2 and whatever, or tried to work out another safety, although his chances of getting a good safety weren't great. But I said at the time he shouldn't have brought that 5 ball into play at that point, because that was his sort of backup plan, and all he did was open it up, and Bedhead duly obliged and took the opportunity. So it was it was the wrong move at the wrong time for Larry. I wouldn't have touched that 5 ball. I would have left that there. But that's with
Yeah,
hindsight
definitely
now.
agree.
You know, hindsight's a great thing, but I wasn't interested in that in the first place when he played it. But you know, you make that choice, you pay the price. Good evening to John Boo. Well, got quite a few in tonight.
Now it was Larry's turn to break dry here, and Bedhead took the solids, which I agree with.
And by the way, guys, I don't hear any complaints, so I presume that the audio is okay. There's no echo or anything like that.
Excellent. Lovely.
No, Chico, I think you're probably right. I think this guy, Peter Invictus, will be one of a good few people that sign up to these NRT tournaments and they're not really aware of what's happening. Plus the fact he may well not be getting emails forwarded to him. You know, unless you check all the boxes on your account details, you won't get emails sent to you. You won't get proposals, so you'll be none the wiser. And he might be one of these players that just drops into the lobby on the odd occasion hoping that he's going to bump into his opponent, which usually is which is usually the path to getting forfeited. Carry on.
I like this end pattern that Bedhead chose on this rack, leaving the 4, which actually had a pretty wide position zone despite being close to the 15, and then the 3 leading to the 8.
Good evening, Mark. Well, this is a solid statement from Bedhead. You know, Larry made that choice in the first rack, Bedhead cleared up. Larry broke dry in the second rack, and Bedhead's cleared up. So you can't get any more solid a start than that.
Now, I don't think we've seen a ball on the break yet. Let's see if Bedhead can come with a break and run here.
Nope. I don't think so.
Still haven't seen a ball on the break.
But this is the thing. This table is not all that bad. You know, there's spaces to move around and pick off balls here. Okay, there's maybe the odd combo like the 2 stripes up top if you need to play a combo, but it's not a bad table.
I like the solids here because the 5 and 7 are both very playable in the middle, and these stripes down around this corner kind of block each other a bit. They're just a little awkward.
Well, already it's a pressure situation for Larry because he's looking at these solids thinking the same thing as you, Hairpig, and he knows he has to get the job done here. You know, he can't be coming to the table with all of these balls there for the picking and not get the job done this time. He's got to put this away.
Agreed.
Well,
I don't think he meant to be there.
Well, I'll tell you again, I'll say it, and I've got witnesses that is that trackball mouse that's done that, because you don't go through the stroke the same with a trackball, and it's more difficult to control it like that. You've got to go right through with that shot to get that dig on the cue ball, just to get it back for like the 5 or the 7. Presuming that's what he was trying to do, but he's leaving things awkward.
I'm guessing it was. He did end up on the 2, and crashing into the 4 has left the 4 in the open, so...
Well, he's doing his best to mess this up, isn't he?
Yeah, he really doesn't have an easy shot here. I think I'm not shooting that shot on the 5. I'm taking the crazy cut on the 1, but I guess he can make this ball. The 5, that is.
Yes, it is, Tam. That's why Stubb's no longer here. Stubb and that other nutcase.
Snakes.
Yeah, Larry's backed into a corner. I mean, those balls were not sitting really bad. You had to just find your way through it. And
Yeah, he got in trouble getting behind the 12, and even though he still had a shot on the 2, it wasn't the shot he wanted, and he wasn't able to stay in line from there.
well, likewise for Bedhead, you know, there is slight problems up top with all his stripes there, but you know, I've got more confidence in Bedhead getting this done. And he's just brushed the 14, dropped nicely onto the 11.
Yeah, I thought he might end up playing the 14-11 combo, but from where he is right now, he'll definitely take the 11 first, and then everything will be in the clear. He's got an issue with the 9, where he has to find his way down.
Let's have a look at that 9.
For a shot on it, which is a little awkward from
Off the rail.
any of his remaining balls.
So the thing is that it could be difficult leaving this 9 ball as the last ball to get to the 8, because you know, that 1 ball sitting there on the left side doesn't make it a good target area to try and play the 9 from the short side. You've got to try and get into this corner in the right side.
If the 9 weren't there, he could get position on the 12 and just stop there and then stop on the 10 in the middle for the 8, and that would be an ideal end pattern. But he's got to interrupt that with the 9.
I wonder whether he's... I mean, the way to look at this one is if he pots this 12, if that's the 12 on the left side there, and then he goes 10 ball into the side, he's going to run up and down the table to try and get onto the 9. Now, he wants to be drawn back, but then the other problem is he's going to have to draw off the 10 to come down for the 9 and miss those balls on the right side. So again, he has to get good. He's got to
I'd
get...
go 12. I would have gone 12, 9, 10 from there, despite the fact that that means flirting with the 1 from the 12 to the 9.
This is the problem I'm talking about. He's got to get into this.
He has to stun it and miss the 8.
Oh, that's well played.
He did perfectly.
And we know it's off the rail, but he's still got to get this nice. And cue ball's taking the right direction up for the 8.
Yeah, he wants to go more toward the 7 than anything else here.
Yeah, Bedhead's not failed yet. Excellent
Just
start.
avoids having to shoot over top of the 7, so...
Well, you're a close second, Simanx.
Biggest, man. That's quite a distinction.
Well, I think Matt was talking about break stats earlier on, and we've not seen a ball in the break yet. That's a 4th try break, isn't it?
I believe it is, yeah. And this one's got some more problems than any of the first 3 racks. One looks less runnable.
Well, I think he might be playing this. Well, I think he's looking at the little combo, but it's nowhere near set with the 2 solids.
Really, he's got to make the 5 cut the 1 fairly thin. And then there would still be the problem of the 2 ball.
Yeah.
And neither suit really has a ball that's sitting well to break up the 2 and 13. So I think that problem, we might see it stay there for a while.
That's actually not a bad shot there from Bedhead when you look at the table. I mean, he's left Larry this 7 ball. He's going to be running around the corner into the 6 and 1 ball, I would think.
That he did.
But, well, once again, this is a bit like deja vu in that earlier rack. We've got the 2 ball as a safety net for Larry. The question is whether he wants to be aggressive again and try and find a way to get to it, but he's got nothing easy to get to that 2 ball anyway to break it out. I mean, he's...
Well, I think he should be aggressive, because either he breaks it out, in which case the rest of his balls are in the open, or he doesn't, in which case it's still there being his safety net.
I
think going after it is...
I don't think this angle's really great. He's trying to get a nudge. Yeah. He was playing it at that pace to actually hold the line to at least get a hit in something. It wasn't the best angle. And he's not really... Well, the best thing about it is he hasn't broken it out. And he might have another go here off this 6 ball.
Or he's going for the breakout off the 5.
Well, this is... well, it's a tough enough shot to pot the 5.
This is where you get the worst case scenario of missing the pot and getting the breakout. That isn't what happened, but he did run that risk.
Yeah, he's backed into a corner a little bit here, Larry. Right now, 3-0 down. Well, I'll tell you the reason why Jay Lee isn't banned, and it's a simple thing. He'll spend a lot of money topping up his account for all the tournaments he plays in. Need I say more? So it's revenue for Solaris.
Now look how clever this shot was from Bedhead. The only ball of Larry's that he can see is the one he absolutely doesn't want to move.
Exactly. And that is clever. He's going to try and kick the 6, I think. Or kick the 1. I think he's reluctant to go near the 2 now. I think he's learned his lesson from that previous rack.
Kicked the 1, which had the great value of leaving the 2 where it was.
Well, I don't know whether Jay Lee keeps asking to get his name changed or whether he just keeps opening accounts, but either or he's spending, $10 each time. If it's a new account he has each time. And, I don't think Solaris are going to discourage him from spending money.
Now the 6 and 10 are in an interesting position, which Larry's about to remedy. The 10 goes without moving them, and the 6 doesn't. So Larry's about to rearrange those so that the 6 is in front of the 10. Down here in this pocket, I do believe. That's interesting. Well, he ended up blocking the 12 with it instead.
I don't know whether he thought he could squeeze that 6 past it, but there wasn't room for it to go past. He had to just hit it to the rail and try and dead weight it to block the pocket.
That's what I thought too, but it did kind of look like he tried to make it. I don't know that he would have been trying that, because it doesn't seem like there was any value in it, even if he did. So I don't know.
Well, Bedhead's got a good chance. He's got at least one good opportunity. He went for it there, but I thought if he got good in the 9, like maybe low in the 9 from the right side, he could easily stun up and nudge that couple of balls. He took a chance there. And again, the best thing that happened is he didn't break it out, because Larry's still got the
But
same
Larry's
issue.
back in the position where he can go after it. If he's not likely to miss this one ball. If he does open the cluster, then he'll be on the 6. But he didn't get it, so he's going to have to continue biding his time. Possibly move the 6 in front of these 2 stripes. Block things back up for Bedhead. Although he's got to be careful if he puts the 6 in a position where, you know, it's fairly well hidden, behind the 12, for instance, then Bedhead's going to have a lot of options to keep him stitched up and possibly force him into moving the 2.
Well, he's just about to do that right now. He'll stitch him up right now. Now he could, yeah, that's a clever shot. He's called a safety and he's going to probably maybe stun behind the 12 and just try and move the 10 towards the pocket. I think he hit it a bit firmer for the stun to try and kill the cue ball, but he might well have exposed this 6 though still. But where does Larry go though? That's the problem.
Yeah, he can't really afford to make the 6 because he's going to end up with no options for what to do next.
Now, what about, and this might sound crazy, what about cutting that 6 like that and sending it over towards those 2 and keeping it adjacent to where the 2 is rather than just, well, he's gone for the pot.
Cobra's wondering if the 2 banks.
Yeah, it will bang. It will bang
think
if you get in the right spot, though. He might try the cross. Well, what's he doing now?
He's banking in the corner from where he is now.
Past the 12.
He's using a little left English to try and stiffen it up.
Oh, that's excellent.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Well, Larry goes all out for it and gets the reward this time.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
Again.
Oh, no.
Caught out by these potting angles. Well, I mean, Bedhead's going to have to work for this one, though.
Well, I think he's going to, at some point, have to knock the 9 away and leave the cue ball frozen to the back of the 13. But he might want to, well, the cross, twice across the table kick. Wow.
That'll do it.
Okay. That'll work too. The kick was going to be available for Larry to just try to roll the 8 in, you know, kicking back and forth across the table from that safety, which may be why Bedhead decided to risk going for the breakout instead.
But so far, really, when Bedhead set out to really do something, I don't think he's really failed yet. You know, Larry's given him that chance, and now he's odds on to be running out for 4-0.
Yeah, for the first part of this rack, Bedhead never really had a good opportunity to run out. And as soon as Larry missed the 8 ball, looks like Bedhead may be capitalizing on it.
I would say play this with a little bit of inside unless you want to stay in the right side of the table, but I would just try and nudge it over slightly just so that you're rolling it in, you're not leaving any cuts.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, see,
oh, no.
well, maybe that's what's done him as well. Well, here's a gift and a half for Larry. I mean, this is unexpected.
Yeah, Larry got off the hook.
I had that marked on the score sheet there, that one.
It looked like it, didn't it? The 10-footer somehow got a mystique. Balls act funny on it.
So this is rack number 5. And we are still looking for a ball on the break.
Wow.
Well, this is crazy, this.
Yeah. These are, this table's breaking real tough. Which is funny, it's the rack that's randomized. The table's actually exactly the same from 1 minute to the next, unlike any real table. But the rack seems to go in streaks, as any random process does.
Well, where do you start here with this lot? I mean, God.
I think I prefer the stripes, as did Larry, but the 10 ball is the obvious problem among them.
Yes, I've got about 5 or 6 different profiles going at the moment on Eurotruck, with various different maps I've been testing out. So Bedhead, sorry, no, not Bedhead, Larry on the stripes. That 14, I don't think goes.
No, I thought he was going to play the 14-9 combo because that did have room to go, but then he played the 9, so...
Well, the 14 does go if you're sitting right behind it like I am. It goes in off the jaw.
Yeah, you don't want to be shooting it from, you know, the other end of the table at that much of a pocket, though. And somehow on the 10-footer, I always end up on the other end of the table. I don't know what that's about. Certainly not my fault.
And straight away, Larry's got nothing good here to try and break out that 10. Well, how would that be for a cut into the side pocket?
Brutal angle. I believe it's possible. I think he's playing it.
He might be going up towards the 3 to block that pocket.
It would go in off the 3. It would have a possibility of doing that. I don't know that it goes directly in past the 5.
He's looking at his options because he hasn't called anything yet, but that... I don't know whether that'd be a better option for him, just to knock it down towards the 3 and get a nudge off the 3 and send it towards the pocket. Well, he's going the other way off the 14. Called the safety.
He called safety,
yeah,
then banked that seemingly straight at the hole. I'm maybe thinking that he might rattle it if he missed it, I guess. And then he might have a pocket blocked.
Well, this one ball is... You know, Bedhead could maybe try and sneak a little pinch off the 1 there, but it'd be crazy to do that when he's got the 6 ball. It's a better angle if he's going to try and improve the situation. Oh, wrong button. Hang on a minute.
Well, he did very well there to make the 6. Drew straight into the face of the 10, opened everything up. The 7 doesn't really pass the 8, so you'd have to consider that the problem ball in this layout. Doesn't pass the 4 either, but obviously he could play the 4 first.
Right, the other match will have started. Can't remember what one it was. We've got one at 1/2 hour and we've got the other one at 8 o'clock. I think that's Steve's match. I think they're all one-loss side matches. That's taking care of the 7. Yeah.
If he missed the 7, he'd be on it in the same pocket as the 4, but instead he hit it and opened it up anyway. I don't know that I'd leave it for last before the 8, though. I think I'd shoot it now.
A little tricky queuing over that 8 ball at that distance for any of those 2 up table.
Yeah, the 7 was just sitting a little too close to the bottom rail to make it a good option for leaving last before the 8.
Oh, Simon, well, what has he got? He's got another 6 minutes to turn up.
Oh, here now, Cobra says, so.
8 ball off the rail. A good inch off the rail.
And the 5 is also not really frozen to the rail.
Well, he's only going to hook himself behind the 10 if he doesn't get there, but he's got loads of room.
Now, he can hit this real hard with middle right or low right and go 3 rails.
Where's the cue ball spinning? I think he's fine.
As he beats the scratch. There we go. So I'd like to dig down normally with lower and heavier right to go long rail across the table instead of flirting with that scratch.
So Bedhead back to a 3-rack lead. Now, this is rack number 6. Is it going to be 6 without a ball? No, 1 is gone at last. 10 ball is gone.
The 10 ball drops. The solids are tied up.
Yeah, got to be stripes.
3 and 4.
Got to be stripes. Look at those 2 on the side there, those solids. And all the stripes are on.
All of them except the 8. You can't forget that if you're going to run out, you got to have a solution for that one too.
Well, if he takes the 13, that'd be a tricky little shot, wouldn't it? Just to kill the cue ball in that gap between the 7 and the 4 and cut the 8 up the rail. that'd be a good choice of shot.
I think that would maybe be a little ambitious.
Well, Larry's anything if not ambitious. He might. Well, he's taking that out of the equation.
I've heard certain commentators refer to that as pushing the boat out, I believe.
Oh, yeah. But likewise, though, now that he's working with these balls at this end of the table, he's got a narrow margin to get onto this 8 ball, whatever he does.
He certainly does. Now, he does have a bailout option, depending on how he gets on the last ball, of playing for a cross-side bank instead.
Well, he's got a slight angle here. Is he going to take a risk?
He could, because if he hits it and stays near there, he'll be good on the 14.
Yeah, he could end up with a double kiss that pushes the cue ball dead somewhere. This is the thing, you don't know how this is going to work out. Is he going to play it, or is he going to...
I think he's playing it.
Let's have a look and see. He's still tweaking his potting angle here. Well, that'll do, but that's the problem. He's hit it less than half ball, and now he's in no man's land.
It was tough. He couldn't really just follow the ball because he'd go more toward the 7. So he had to done follow it, which meant playing it with more pace. And more pace meant he had a lot of opportunity to clip it and roll to nowhere land.
Well, it does go past the 1, but that's tough enough in itself. He's still got to get that cue ball into play to have a shot in the 8, though. So,
well, how's that for positional play?
Well, this is another delicate one, though. You know, you've just got to read that angle.
Yeah, and you can use a little right spin to throw it, but sometimes it's hard to judge how much the spin is going to throw.
And off the jaw. Well, I think Larry will be breathing a sigh of relief there. He found a way out. Back to within 2.
Yeah, on the one hand, that's scrambling like that is not really how he wanted to run out. But on the other hand, how devastating would it have been if he gifted another open layout to Bedhead and Bedhead ran out.
Well, we're
He'll
into
be
the
very glad to have gotten through it.
we're into the 7th rack, and we've had one rack, the one we've just seen, where we had a ball in the break, and we're back to dry breaks again. Just a wee minute, hang on a sec to get to that. That's the one I'm looking for. Bring the bracket up. Where's that mouse going to? Right. What was the match that started? I'm trying to find it in the bracket and I don't see it. Ah, there we go. LS3 and Simon. Race to 8 and the 1 lost side. Good evening to any latecomers who've joined the show.
I'd have normally bet on LS in that match, but Simon did a lot better than I ever expected against Cobra. That was him, right?
Yeah.
That previous match.
Yeah.
So
pushed him
now I don't know what to think about his game.
Pushed him almost all the way, but brought the best out in Cobra in the end when he had to clear up that penultimate rack, and then he ran out the last rack to win the match. Trump's 2-0 up. That's Kyron Wilson, isn't it? He's blowing too much cold, or a lot more cold than he is hot, that Kyron Wilson. Well, Larry now is well, he's got the 3 ball.
He just cut that ball into the thinnest part of the pocket he could and still make it. If he had hit it to the center of the pocket, I think he might be much nicer on this 7.
Well, he's going to hit this 14 very solid, which is going to take the pace off the cue ball. He's going to be lucky he's going to have a shot after this if he takes this 7.
If he hits with a little follow, I think he'd be on the 3 afterwards, and the 14 would bank over toward the opposite corner. But it looks like he's shooting the 2 instead. I don't think I agree with here, because I'm not sure he's going to end up... Yeah, see, now he's blocked the 1 pocket for the 7. He's only got the corner pocket remaining.
You know, he's going to go... I think he's a bit straight. He's trying to just pinch a bit and draw up past the 12 for this 7. Just up to the middle pocket on the left. Oh, he's played it pretty perfect.
Oh, yeah, that ended up great.
Little kill shot for the 8. So Larry's... He's got the bit... He's got the bit between his teeth now in this rack.
Yeah, he's out from here, I think. He'll just drift forward past the 14 for the cut on the 8.
I think, did Ronnie O'Sullivan not say, I'm talking to DJ Hazard in the chat, did Ronnie O'Sullivan not say, well, you've got to be exciting to watch to get in the TV table? That brought him down a peg or 2.
He did. Yeah, everybody... All the other players who have been where he was seemed to, 1 pocket slim feels his pain. Seem to all agree that he needs to quit whining and actually win some things.
So Larry back to within 1. And look at this now, it's Christmas come early. We've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls in the break. And an immediate problem right in the middle of the table.
It's all those balls that didn't go in on the previous breaks. They were all waiting.
Well, Larry's going all out for it here. I think if he's taking the 5, he's thinking about it. Because again, doesn't matter what set he takes, he's got to break the 8 out. Well, he's gone for the stripes.
Timanx, my username was named after a cat who I adopted as an adult cat who was morbidly obese when we adopted her. And she had a name, but my sister called her Hair Pig the first time she met her, and she was sitting on my lap when I created my first online gaming profile, so I've been Hair Pig as an online alias ever since then. Here's the breakout.
Now, that 8 ball isn't pushed to the pocket, is it? That's very close. He's got to be careful here. He's got to be careful with this.
I think the 2's got it. I think it's going to carry him off the 2 and go to the short rail rather than to the pocket.
Oh, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced at all. I don't like this. I'm looking at the gap, and he needs to be careful. And I think that's why he's taking evasive action and going for the 10 instead. Because I don't think he likes the way he's going to hit that. If he's going to run into the, is that the 1 that's there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a set. That set is a combo. It goes past the 2. Have a close look at it, and he needs to be more gentle with this one.
Well, he's got a little less angle this time, so I think maybe he can hit it more gently. He tried, but he missed the cluster.
Yeah, I think that's what he was worried about, and he sort of it was sort of half-hearted an attempt to just nudge them there rather than stun straight into that combo.
Well, now we'll never know who was right about whether it was going to carry him low off the 2 or whether it was going to go straight in.
Look at that. There's enough gap there for that 8 ball to skim past the 2. Just on the edge there. You can see daylight to that pocket. Commentator's eye never fails.
Cobra thought I was hirsute. Probably no more than your average video game enthusiast. I'm not a video game enthusiast. I don't know why I said that. I like this game. I play this one.
I don't know that this is a great angle either. And I haven't a clue what Larry... Am I out of sync?
You might be. Larry was hooked on his stripes, so he had to kick at that.
Oh, he was kicking next to the 3, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, because I thought I forgot what set of balls he was on.
Yep.
It's that time of night, folks.
Hooked on the 13 because Bedhead played a safety.
Thank God Hair Pig's here, because my brain starts to go in shutdown mode. Everybody knows that. As soon as we get round about 8 o'clock, 8:30, the brain is gone.
Oh, I thought you didn't need help and I was supposed to just sit and listen to a tactical genius.
Yeah, well, I'll let you take the helm.
Well, meanwhile, Bedhead had no issue breaking the cluster open with ball in hand.
Sergaresh has arrived as well. We must have a few viewers tonight. We must have at least double figures. Oh, by the way, the good news is I've still got 500 subscribers on YouTube, because normally it goes up 2 and then down 2 the next day.
Yeah, it looks like 11 right now, according to my Twitch viewer anyway. Oh, and then there's Sergaresh on YouTube.
Now,
I
again,
commentate regularly.
I need to do my little message to everybody that's watching on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It doesn't matter about Twitch. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I need to get to 1,000 within the next 7 years, because it's took me 7 years or more to get to 500. Well, a little bit of pressure on Bedhead here, but he shouldn't really have a problem. Just got to be getting this 7 ball, and this is a bit of a little testy cut.
It is testy, especially since he doesn't want to go past the 5, so he has to drop it in dead weight.
Yeah. And I think he's more keen to leave the Bedhead cut in this 7 ball. He's more interested in the 5 than he is the 7.
Huh. I don't know if I like it.
He's going to be...
As touchy as the 7 is, I still think I would prefer it. But he did make that ball, which was the first half of the battle.
Well, again, he's got to make sure he doesn't come straight down the table, so he's got to nudge this in a little bit, I think, to get it running on the left side as we look. I don't believe he's going to tweak it down the right side.
Inside.
He's
got inside on the ball for the right side.
Well, he's going to leave himself. That's the problem with that shot. You know, at that distance, you start putting English on the cue ball, you're going to have to be taking making the right move on it, because if you get that little push off line, you're going to end up doing something like that with the 7 ball. You have to make amends and allowances for the English. And Larry's got a similar problem here. Big Bedhead cut in the 13, I think it is, or the 11. What 13. The hell is it? 13.
Decided on a bank, which he's doing because he can stop his cue ball right there and probably leave Bedhead hooked. Yep, he's definitely hooked.
That was a good shot.
He might be glad he didn't make it.
Exactly, it's a good shot now. It wasn't a good shot while the ball was in motion, but it's a good shot now.
Zergarech is going to log into his wife's account so your subscriber count goes up.
Yeah. The Simon match, 2-2. It's only a race to 8. I mean, that'll be over in the blink of an eye compared to this one.
Well, if it's anything like his match with Cobra, then apparently it's all runouts, and that makes the match go quickly.
Oh, has he got it? Maybe not.
No, he didn't cover it.
No. Well,
so Larry's clever two-way shot looks like paying off. He does have to get
firm stun, or does he want to? You've got to do a firm stun, surely, over the right side for the same pocket.
I think he's following for the other pocket.
Let's have a look at the angle he's got. Yeah, he's holding the line.
Yeah, I think that played a little more naturally than trying to do the stun from, whatever that was, 9.5 feet away.
Well, it's looking a little bit rosier now for Larry, now that he's back all square. 4 racks all. I'll have a quick drink.
Bedhead with the second row ball break. Hangs up the 8. Looked like it might go in, but we have yet another dry break.
No.
Seen like 15 balls go in on the break this match, but 13 of them were all in that
one rack. Yep. Now, I'm looking at this setup here. I mean, where this cue ball is, this is a bit dicey to start with. He's got a none too easy shot to start him off if he's going for the 9 in the side. He's got that, and then you ask yourself, where's the problem here, Larry? Where are you going to go wrong?
The starting shot was the problem.
Yeah.
The fact that he didn't have an easy shot to get going with.
8 balls up the table, so the way I would do this is get rid of the one he's taken out. He's I do believe he's ran too far. I presume he was playing for the 10 and he's hit it too hard.
I'm not sure. Hitting it that hard, it almost looked like he was playing for the short side on the 11. I don't know why he would, though.
It's hard to work out.
That's a weird one.
You know, obviously with that ball that's over the pocket up there, they could have left that till last to play the 8. I mean, you know, they're not a problem there. But now he's got one positional shot he has to get off this 11, and he should be home and dry. Leaving the 12 up the table and then the 8, I would assume. You know, get onto the 10. Take the... Is that the pink 12?
It's the 13.
Yes, no, that's the pink 12. This one on the left side near the top end of the table.
Sorry.
Because I'm looking at it from distance against that blue cloth, and I cannot see the colour of it. I think I'll change the cloth to green.
Well, with the 8 hanging in the pocket,
oh hell!
He really didn't need to plot any sort of fancy end pattern. He really just needed to plot a route through these balls that left him not missing any of them.
Just a roll in, Larry. This has got to go in. I mean, there's no way you're missing this. And suddenly he's in the lead.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the match is... This looked as if it could be a bit of a bloodbath early on, but suddenly Larry's got himself settled in, and now Bedhead's going to be doing the chasing, and Larry's won that against the break as well.
And the match has really turned since Bedhead had that, you know, that rack where Larry hung up the 8 ball, and it looked like Bedhead was wide open to run out, and he missed an unexpected straightforward shot. Ever since then, it's really been the Larry show.
Now let's see if Bedhead pushes the boat out here. He's only trailing by 1 rack. If you go for stripes, you've got the problem down the bottom rail here, the 10 and the 11. That's, you know, more or less blocked by the 6.
I think the 14 is a bigger problem for the stripes.
14's the one you're going to struggle with. So he's going to have to do a bit of manoeuvring here, and he's tried straight away.
Well, that doesn't really help the situation much, because it doesn't go in the side, whether or not the, whatever ball that was, the 7 was in the way. And furthermore, he doesn't really have a shot from here.
Well, he's still not committed yet, because that was two different balls that went in, wasn't it?
Oh, you're right. He could change course to solids if he wants.
An open table.
Or he could play the 6-11 combo, although I don't know that it is quite playing right.
There's nothing here that's... I mean, you could obviously take the 3, but that still doesn't solve any issue with the 6.
Yeah.
And, of course, the 4. And the 5. I mean, it's not looking good. He's going to eat up his shot clock here, working out and thinking what he should do.
He's
bit of a dilemma.
Safe with an open table.
He's maybe just brushing off the 6 onto the 11. Trying to leave Larry nothing much.
You know, that's an interesting rule question. He played on his first shot after the break there, he played an intended ball and got a bonus ball from the other suit. But I thought that meant that he
was committed to the first ball that he played.
Well, committed to the one he called, which he didn't actually call it via the game. It was an implied call because it was straightforward.
Yeah, well,
but yeah, I think if you make a called shot, you're supposed to have that suit. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Maybe the fluked ball actually changes that.
Well, this is where it gets a bit vague for me in this game, because obviously we know that you're forced to call the 8 ball, and strictly speaking, I mean, 8-ball world. I haven't even read the rules, but is it a called shot game? I mean, obviously you're on.
Yes.
Yeah, you're on your particular set of balls. You've still got to really call the pocket it's going into. So
Yep. If you make a ball, an unintended ball, or a ball in an unintended
yeah.
pocket, you have to call it a missed call.
So the question with that first shot there was, I mean, if this had been in a real tournament with these rules, the player would have called. He would have physically called the first ball or whatever one it was he was going to make. But this game doesn't force you into calling every single shot. It's only forcing you into calling the 8-ball. You know, each time you came to the table, in that situation there, it ends up being just an open table after the shot is played. But what I'm asking is that a legal shot in the game in real life? That's what I'm asking.
Yes,
Do you know what I mean?
because if you line up on a shot that goes directly into a pocket and it looks clear to any good player watching you that that's the shot you're playing, then that's an implied called shot.
Yeah.
That the one you seem to be playing, because you didn't call anything fancy, then the straightforward one you're lining up, it's as if you called it out loud. That's how the rules work in real life.
Yeah. Anyway, Larry's called the 6. It might get there yet. Yeah. I don't think that would have went there before that update.
Maybe not.
But anyway, he's not any better in terms of position. Blocked off in the 3.
We've got Stubb here in the room. Hopefully he won't. Oh, yeah. Just as I said it, he starts chatting nonsense.
Yeah,
and he leaves.
I don't know whether that's the fact that he can't get into YouTube to do the same stuff.
Maybe.
Oh, LS3's pulling away. Simon's got work to do. It's only a race to 8. LS3 5-2 up.
Yep. Looks like she must be playing pretty well. Miasma comes in to mute Stubb. He's gone now anyway, but...
I'm going to have a good cough. Hang on.
Larry makes a nice inside English shot there. To get good on the 8 in the side. You'd have to say Larry's in stroke right now. He's stopped making major errors, stopped missing balls anyway.
Well, let's just say it's not going the way we all thought it was going to go, is it? Not at the moment, it's not.
No, Larry's doing a really good job containing Bedhead, keeping control of the table. For the past 6 racks, I guess. He was basically down and out.
So Bedhead's break, couple of balls, 8-ball locked up.
The 8 and the 10 are definitely a problem to be looked at. Also, if you were to decide on the solids, then the 2 and the 3 are really not sitting well either.
Yeah, I think Cobra said it was 4 in a row previously, so that will be 5 in a row for Larry. He was 4-1 down.
All right, the 10 is in the open. The positional zone is cramped. He's got to get down here past the 4, but the 4 is sitting just high enough that the positional zone is achievable.
Well, there's big pressure on Bedhead here to get to that shot, though, here, Pig. Big pressure to get there, because if he doesn't, everything's sitting there waiting and Larry picking it off. And I don't think that's done him any good. Oh, no.
I don't think it did either.
No, he's done.
Yeah, he
But
didn't get a lucky amount of roll.
likewise for Larry, if Larry ends up getting a shot, what's he doing?
He's trying to
Trying to
roll
hide behind the 8.
slowly to the 10.
Yeah, trying to hide behind the 8. This has
Maybe
got to,
even behind the 4.
you've got to, well, let's have a look. Yeah, he's going right side of the 10. That's the way he's aiming at the moment. No, he's thinking again.
Yeah, behind the 4 it is, and I don't think he left a look at the 6 or any other ball.
That's pretty good. Larry's going to go all out for the pot in the side, though, I think. I don't think... I mean, Larry doesn't have to. He could actually just stun this 4, call a safety and try and get over near the 8.
He can.
Little dinky shot, but that's what he's going to try, I think. He's just going to try a little dink and just get a roll along the rail, I think.
And even if he leaves a look at the 10, he probably doesn't leave a shot on it. Oh, I think he got a little lucky to knock the 13 out of the way. Yeah. Because I think the 13 was going to be available in the corner.
10 in the side.
10 does go in the side.
But he could, I mean, let's look at this 15. He could, no, I don't think he's got any angle to nudge that 13. So 10 in the side, stun up past the 6 and 8, 6 and 7. 13.
And he'd ideally want to get straight enough on the 15 to be able to kind of do some kind of draw shot for the 13 in the same pocket. But he's playing the 15 now.
He's called the bank, hasn't he? Or did he call that pocket?
He called the bank. I don't know why. I mean, sure, he made it, but is he going to play this thin cut on the 13 and come off the 3 and hope to somehow end up on the 10?
Yeah, this is a big risk. This is where you need that bit of luck. The chances are, even if he does brush off the 3, he'll be hooked with the 6.
He called another bank, which means he'll be able to draw the cue ball back and probably get position on the 10. But this doesn't have to go in.
Yeah, he might not be playing this to get right to the pot. He might be doing this as a bit of strategy here just to block the pocket. Or he's going all out for it.
Well,
got the draw.
So if he did it.
And he's overcooked it.
A little too much draw. See, if he played it softly enough to block the pocket, though, he definitely would not have had a shot on the 10.
Oh, it's called the other bank now. Well, this is it. Back to within
straight
1.
In on it.
Back to within 1 or trailing by 3. Provided Larry can run out.
If it goes in, he'll get the 8. It was always a big ask to run 3 banks in order to get out on this 10-foot table.
Well, I think you don't want to be cutting the 7 and running down the table. He's doing the right thing here, playing the 1 and just rolling through. He can take care of those balls up table, and then probably the 7 into the side, 6 to lead him on to the 8.
Yeah, I think Larry's going to mop up again here.
Get Mr. Stroke him into the stream. What's he doing? Get in the room. Oh, he's left the room. I thought that was him entering the room.
That was him leaving. I don't know how long he's been here. But Larry's really got no trouble here.
Well, I'd still be taking... Yeah, he's just double checking. Take the 4. Get up to the middle of the table. No, he's leaving it long.
But he can just roll this in and roll his cue ball into line for the 6 in the opposite corner from the 8. I don't really see this going wrong unless he rattles a ball.
Oh dear, it's
Then
gone.
again, he
It's
could
gone wrong.
definitely hit it too hard.
Yeah, you see, I still say, that shot there, I would not have any problem playing the little punchy stun just to kill the pace in the cue ball. And Larry's not confident enough to be playing that shot with that mouse. I keep telling people they won't, and Larry doesn't listen to me. This is.
I'd never play the punchy one on that one. I'd just roll it in dead weight because then it doesn't roll too far. But he rolled it in a lot faster than dead weight.
He's left himself tough, but he's got it. Still got to get the 8 though.
The irony of a bedhead cut against bedhead.
Oh, this is a proper bedhead cut.
Cobra agrees, hit it way too hard.
This is the one.
Cobra's not playing the punch stun there, right? You're just rolling it in, right, Cobra?
No, I'd be playing the stun. See, I've got a mouse that works. He's just got it dead weight.
Roll it, Cobra says. See, that's why he's winning championships.
7-4. Yeah, see, I know my limitations. I'm a much better player when I'm sitting here doing this than I am at the table. I stay well clear. Well, now, come on, guys. Everybody that's watching the stream, just type in what your match score was predicted at the end of it, because I can't scroll the chat. So just retype them and let us know what you called, and don't be changing it. Don't be cheating. Because I don't think...
a lot more people saying bedhead.
No, Cobra said... Did Cobra say 11-9 to Larry?
He did, yeah.
Not 111.
Seemed like no. Seemed like mostly everybody else was calling bedhead.
Well, I said bedhead maybe with a couple of racks. But what it is at the moment is it's 7-4.
And that was another dry break.
Yep, Larry's break. Yep.
The 4 is actually sitting just fine despite being surrounded by other balls. It goes from where the 7 is very comfortably.
Well, this is a must, I think, for bedhead.
I think you want to leave the 7-4 for last. So that leaves 6-3-5 from here. Or 7-3-5, and you can leave 6-4 for last. Now I see. You're going to have trouble getting on the 8 if your last shot isn't a dead straight shot on the 4.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have trouble making sure you have a dead straight shot on the 4 if you don't have a dead straight shot on the 7.
Right, so here's the solution. He pots the 6, leaves a little angle on the 4 to run into the 9. He's got to still be on his 3 ball, and he opens that up a little bit. That's the way it's looking at the moment. Unless he thinks he's going to take the 3, but I don't know.
He's going to take the 3 and get straight in on the 7 and play my end pattern.
Well, we'll see if he gets there, because he's going outside. Has he got a nice angle? Well, not...
I think he can just hold.
Not ideally.
Little pinch draw here. Yeah, just hold it nicely. Oh, he actually overdid it a little. He might have to nudge the 8 from here.
Well, this glance could be thinner than he thinks with this 8 ball, and he could end up nowhere. Like that. I mean, this is a toughie.
Yeah, I think he probably wanted to hit the 8 full and nudge it toward the other corner.
But it has to go, and it goes. Well, that's
its feet.
It's a good run out for Bedhead considering the circumstances. You know, he was looking at 8-4 there, odds on. Back to within 2. Ball in the break for Bedhead, and these balls have spread pretty nice. Okay, you could say there's a slight problem with the stripe up the table, but he could cut that right now if he was going to make the stripes. You've got the 14 down the table, whatever that other one is next to the 6, it's wide open.
The 13.
The other issue though Well, it's not really an issue. He's got three other balls. In fact, 4 balls and the stripes are all the top side of the table near the 8 or heading towards the 8. You know, it makes it easy to get on it, but I would be taking, if I was committed to the stripes, I'd be getting rid of that one next to the 8 right now. Well, he's looking at the solids.
The solids, none of the balls are really problems other than the 8.
So now you start looking at how you would drop onto the 8. Well, you could do that by tucking the 2 into the left side and drop them down to the short side of the 8, leaving it slightly higher to make sure you can get the 8 clean. That's one way of doing it. From the 1 ball on the right side, you'd have to be rolling through. So I think the 2 ball would be favourite to get to the 8. But the other issue is, how does he deal with the 1? So he's got a bit of a dilemma here in how he's going to do this.
Yeah, it's
and this
if
is
he had the foresight to get the 1 out of there as one of his first couple of shots, then that would have made this play a lot more natural from here to play 6, 7, 2, 8.
Let's look at the 1 from that side. If you end up on the 1 there, it's whether you can stun and get that side. That's a bit of a tightish angle to be playing the 1 to get there, but the easiest way is to drop that 2 into the side and drop through to that spot there.
He just very nearly overran his position on the 7.
So,
matter of fact, I'm not totally convinced.
Yeah, I think he can just
got the 7.
He just can get to it.
All right. Yes, he can.
Now this is the one he's going to do. He's going to do it from the 1 to the 8. Now it all depends on the angle. If he finishes straight, he can just straight draw to the rail. But how's the angle in the 2? The angle in the 2 is fine. He's got to get into the gap between the 10 and the 12.
He's playing the 1 first.
Well, it's all about getting his dead straight. He's going to have to pinch this or leave the bedhead cut again in the 8 from the middle pocket. I don't think he might risk doing anything here.
Oh. Why?
Well, I'm not going to say anything about that shot because, I mean, that was... Well...
I was sure he was going to just roll through for the bedhead cut, as you were saying, from just next to the side pocket.
Well, if he'd listened to me earlier on, he would have got the pattern right to start with, because that was where the issue was going to be. The ideal ball was the 2, and he then left himself in a hole, and that's one rack where he's genuinely got it wrong. And the worst shot he played there tonight was that one.
Yeah, he had a perfectly plausible shot on the 8 available if he rolled through the 2, cheated the pocket just a little bit to get his cue ball just to the proper side of the side pocket, and then just shoot it from there.
I don't know why he wanted to draw off it. Why not just leave the cut? I mean, he's used to the 10-footer. I mean, that wasn't a big ask to cut that 8 ball for Bedhead. It's strange.
And I didn't look at the shot clock, but after the point when he seemed to decide on some kind of draw or stun shot, it almost looked like he felt like he was in a race to get the trigger pulled, because he jacked right up and fired it right in very, very quickly. Sometimes I think that's a result of subconsciously being aware that you're shooting the wrong shot, is trying to get it done with before you can change your mind.
Yeah, there's a few players I've seen do that in this tournament, you know, going through with shots where they've not really fully considered their options. Well, there's a big wide open space to drop onto whatever that ball is, the 13. Loads of room. Bit of inside, maybe a little feather. Is he going to punch it straight through with a bit of top? Now it's all about the pace. Pace looks pretty good to me.
Looks very good.
Now he just needs to jack up a little stun to kill it.
I don't think he does.
He doesn't want to run through.
Roll it in dead weight. I think he's fine. He's straight enough on the 14
Let's
to just
have a look.
roll forward for the 8.
He doesn't want to go square with this. Oh dear. See, again...
That's surprising.
I mean, looking at that shot there, a little jack up and a little stun, not a problem. And he sold that rack, Larry, big time.
That he did.
Oh, that's weird. See
that handles the bedhead cut, and there's another twice gifted rack.
I keep watching Larry. I keep watching.
Somebody said that in the chat earlier.
Every time I watch Larry, there's just certain shots that I know he would play a lot better with a normal mouse. I don't know whether he doesn't trust himself for the odd certain shot, but there are certain ones like that one where, and you think about it though, you don't have as free a movement with a trackball mouse as you do with a mouse. You know, you have to rely on your thumb getting the pace right, and you have to jab it through to get that stun with a trackball mouse. And there's at least 2 shots tonight where I think that's let him down.
Well, that's an interesting question. Does he use his thumb?
Well, whatever he uses
for the final stroke. Because if I had to play this game with a trackball, which I have not attempted to do, then I think I would take my hand off the trackball, hold down the S key for stroke, and use my entire palm on the ball for speed control.
Well, but the thing is, this trackball is like maybe on the side of the mouse. You know, you can't really get your palm to it. It's an ergonomic mouse designed so that you are holding the mouse in such a way that it's just your thumb that's over the ball. Believe me, you don't want to go down the path of trying trackball mice. Absolutely horrible things to play this game with.
Well, I do need a new mouse.
Well,
for this PC, because the right click button is starting to die on this one, but I think I'm going to try for the exact same model of mouse if I can find it.
Good evening to Semi-Pro, late to the party again. Well, Larry was 4-1 down early on and won 5 in a row, and then he's just sold out that last rack there. There was nothing difficult about that shot. The angle that he had I didn't like, which is why I said little jack up and a little stunt, and then you're taking out that square angle that he left himself. That's why I was concerned about how he was going to play it. Now, you said you think he can roll through. Well, in my head, I'm looking, well, if he rolls through, he's going to be square and leave himself awkward, which he did.
Well, he tried to roll through and, come off the rail to the right angle. I thought, just drop it in dead weight, cue ball never reaches the rail. And I thought that would be perfectly, not dead straight on the 14, but plenty straight enough to roll it in too.
Well, he's got a chance to redeem himself here immediately. How's that angle in the 12? That's absolutely
pretty nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's gonna get out here unless something unexpected goes wrong that you can blame on a trackball.
What was that? I'm trying to remember the tournament, Larry. It was a straight pool tournament, wasn't it? That I've got that match in video where Larry's on 100 and whatever it was, a run he had, and then he had a simple shot where he could have stunned into the 9 ball to hold for the other ball he was trying to play, and he never went through with the shot and never got the ball to the pocket, and that ended his run. That's another instance where, if you had a normal mouse, you would never have done that shot in that run that he had in the straight pool World Championship. Ended his chance of the highest run in the tournament.
Cobra's reminding you that was against him.
Yeah, well, that's exactly my match. See, the point I'm making is if you pick out the shots where Larry's getting things wrong, it's certain little shots where you need that little bit of more sensitive control, and you can't rely on a trackball mouse to give you that. I swear to God, if you don't believe me, go and get one. stick with it for 6 months and then come back and tell me, oh yeah, I can do all the shots with it. You can't. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I can't, but
no.
It does seem like Larry can do all the shots with
it. Larry's been using one of these for 20 years. But then you've got to ask yourself, well, if Larry's been around for so long and he's been all these years in these tournaments, why is he not winning one? And I'm telling you why he's not winning one. Not because he's got bad luck, because he's not got the proper tools for the job. For certain shots that it lets him down on. And I will stand by that till I'm blue in the face. Anyway, he has redeemed himself. He's got himself back in the lead. And what's more, he's back at the table. Bedhead's break must have been dry then. Or did Bedhead miss?
No, it was dry break, I believe.
That's not what Larry's ever told me. Well, if Larry's got a normal mouse, then he wants to get a better one that works. If that's the case. Well, that's true, Chico. That is a very good point. I mean, that angle and that shot that he had, I didn't like for a gentle roll through, because he was only ever going to finish square on the second last ball, which is why, as I said, he needed to jack up, little delicate stun, not problem solved immediately. You're not running through and you're not running square, and you're leaving yourself on the next ball, plain and simple. So Larry on solids. 6 ball into the side. Now, does he run into this? Yeah, he's running towards the strikes.
Oh no.
And again, I mean, absolutely patently obvious that if you don't go through with the shot, you ain't going to get there. Can he see this ball?
No.
No, he can't see anything.
Can't see anything.
Well, and again, another glaring, obvious thing that's going to happen if you don't go through with the shot to nudge through those balls. I mean,
yeah, I can tell he flinched on that one.
7-6 to LS3. Well, that could go all the way. Let us know if it goes 7-all. We'll jump in. Meanwhile, a poorly executed shot by Larry, has to be said. And Bedhead with ball in hand, and got to be out.
He's got no excuse not to be.
Absolutely no problem. Moving a cue ball is the problem. How well you do it will define the path that you take to get out, but you should be out.
You should be, and you should be able to do it without moving too much. I like leaving the 15 for last. You getting down there for the 8 really should leave you every opportunity to get unmissably perfect on the 8 in the side.
I'm just curious, Cobra, going back to what what Cobra said. Larry told him he has a normal mouse. Well, why would Larry tell Cobra that and keep me thinking he's got a trackball mouse? Because that tells me even more that he's mucking up shots, because his mouse isn't dialed in properly then. I think we're going to have visual evidence of this mouse that he's got to prove what he's got, either or. That's the next thing we're going to need. He told us it was a Logitech, one of the new Logitech trackball mice, because that's always what he's had, I think. Just another new version of it, wireless one, I think. Anyway.
Here's the most missable shot of Bedhead's run. I can't see him missing it, though.
How straight is this? Little slight angle. But a little stunny draw, or is he going to run
Yep.
through? No,
I
he's
would have
just
stunned
dead,
it.
just dead waiting it. He's going to go up top.
Yep, that'll work. This pocket is pretty generous from this angle.
So, Bedhead back to within 1. Break goes back to Larry. And Larry breaks off. Right, just 2 seconds, guys. Let's just have a jump in if we can get to the bloody room. It must be over then as the result come through. Oh no, there it is. Hang on a minute. Let's have a quick look in the other room in the one lost side. Maybe that's it finished. I can't get in. Oh no, I'm in. LS376 up.
Simon shooting.
Oh, he's overcut it.
7, but he misses it.
Well, that's pretty safe.
Yeah, you got a nice little roll.
Oh, this looks as if it could be going all the way.
LS has a little one pocket shot. She can try to draw to the bottom rail. You know, hit the 9 straight, kind of toward the 14-ish, and just draw back to the rail that her cue is over right now. And that'll leave Simon without much of a shot. She's listening.
Yeah, good call. Well, that 14 ball is... Let's have a look, because Simon could nudge the 7 and just try and drop behind it. That's what he's going to play, I think. Just looking at the 14, it's 3 or 4 millimetres off the rail, because that's the shot she's going to be seeing.
Well, she's also on the 12 if she prefers it, but neither one is easy from this distance.
Yeah, you've got to get that cut down the rail very flush. You're going to go square across for the 12, but I think the 12's a bit easier than that cut.
I guess so. It's hard to pick the angle. Hard to see it from this far away. But into the heart of the pocket it goes. She's straight in on the 10. It's all about getting on the 14.
Now, does she just to roll through, leave the nice angle on the 9 to get across, or she's looks as if she's going to be... Is she trying to draw across the table? Yes, she is. I'm not so keen on that. I'm not so keen on that because that's what could happen. She's got away with it.
It worked perfectly.
Got away with it. So
that should be all she wrote.
Should be all over. Well, this is the one I play is a little punchy, stunny draw shot again, just to come away from it like that. Perfect. So LS3 is going to survive another round on the one lost side.
So she does.
Well, Simon hit his peak in that match against Cobra. Unfortunately, bumped into LS3 in the one lost side. She wins out by 8 racks to 6. So now, let's jump back into... where the hell is it? The top of the bracket, the bottom of the bracket this match. I can never find it. The Larry... Larry Bedhead match. It's a round 3 match. That's why I can't see it. Hang on.
If you just go into the VP4 lobby instead of the bracket, easier to find it. There's a whole tournament tab there.
No, oh, there we go. Just at the end of a rack. And we're now 8 racks all. Bedhead breaking in rack number 17. Dry again.
Dry. Man. The table is like the Sahara this match.
Right, so let's say you immediately choose the solids and you look around the table. The one problem ball is a 7. And if you choose the stripes, there's 2 problem balls. well, not really very inviting, let's just say that. And that's the problem ball, and Larry has done the right thing there. He's got
That was
right
nice.
onto the 7. Another little jabby stunt just to hold for the 6. Well done, LS3. We thought it was going to go all the way there in the end.
You missed it, LS. Larry was up 7-4 after having been down 4-1. So it's been a match of great swings. Well, if anything's going to go wrong here, it's going to be getting from the 2 to the 5. Because I think, unless he decides to take the 5 now to take that possibility out of play, it looks like he's going 4-1-2-5.
Now,
And
that
2 to the
one
5
ball,
is the crux.
that one ball goes. Now, he could play a 2-in-1 shot here. He could have tried to get on the 5, and if he couldn't, then he would still be on the 1. He's on the 5, but that means he's going to have to run the cue ball to drop down onto the 2, and then it makes it a bit more awkward. So it's going to be 1, 2, then find the space to get on the 5. This is where it can go wrong. He's got to, I think, leave the angle where he's running through to the long rail on the side here and coming into the gap between the 14 and the 9.
I agree.
Like
So
that.
Larry.
I think that he might have to stun this a wee bit though. I don't know whether he wants to be. Does he want to be running to the rail, or maybe putting a wee bit more stun on it? Let's have a look what he's doing. He's just got to find the gap.
I think rolling forward he can get there. Oh, he ran straight into the 9.
Yeah, well,
he got away with it.
He's escaped. That was the only dicey moment there that was going to prevent him. Now here's another one. He's got slightly the wrong angle in this 5. And this time though, he's gone through with a shot. He knew he was running into that 10, and he had to hit it with the pace to get it out of the way. And that time he delivered. And what's more, he's pinched it on Bedhead's break.
Bedhead's dry break. Larry runs out. That's what he needs to do. What they both need to do here is capitalize from that first opportunity each rack.
I think Bedhead, Larry's returning the favour here. Yep, dry as well.
I've never seen a match with so many dry breaks. It's amazing. More dry breaks than one pocket.
Well, these
more dry breaks than straight pool.
These two solids obviously are no good to be trying to run out, and of course the 14 stripe locking up with the 8 ball. So Bedhead feels enticed that he might try and do something here at the moment with this 13 and break across to the 14 and the 8 and still have a shot up table. And that's taking care of that problem.
Good call.
Immediate situation where he had one shot straight away to deal with that problem, and he's done the right thing and dealt with it. Because he might not get a better chance to get there, considering all his balls are up the table. Now he'd made the choice of the stripes, so that was a good move.
And with that one shot, the stripes look like they're sitting pretty.
Now, the 11, not a problem either if he somehow ends up playing it into that top pocket. It goes clean.
I think he'll play it in the side.
Yeah, and the side is better. You're looking for what options in case things go awry. So everything is on. He's got the escape route if he needs it for any other reason.
Well, 12, 15, 11, 14, 8.
Yeah. He's got that 14 very adjacent, so no work to do to get on the 8 ball.
Yeah, he'll play the 11 next because he's stunned back to where he was pretty straight on it. Converting it into the more attractive option. Now I draw this ball a little to keep the 6 out of play. I don't want to accidentally stun it into the 6.
Now that previous rack was Bedhead's dry break and Larry ran out. This is Larry's dry break and Bedhead's running out. So it's blow for blow here.
Looked a little tentative to me. He can't roll this ball
Yeah,
because he'll end up rolling straight toward the 8 afterwards.
This is the one where you've got to go right through with the shot, nice and firm, and get that dig to hold the cue ball.
And an extra couple feet of distance make that much more touchy to get the speed right on those draw drag shots like the one he just played, but he got it right anyway. Good
response from Bedhead. 9-all. It's now a race to 2. And would you believe it? It's another dry break. But look at these balls. Oh, this is Christmas. Christmas come early.
The 11 goes in the side. The stripes are just wide open. Solids are very runnable too, but I think I'd prefer the stripes.
Well, Larry's getting first shout, and this is a fail if he doesn't get this done. He's just got to come back far enough to get rid of the blocking ball up in the right corner.
The 15, yep.
Well, he's going. I presume he's going through for the 14 and not going through for the 15. But I
think he's supposed to play the 15, even though he got perfect on the 14, because that's the closest thing to a problem he has.
Round behind the 6, might be ending up behind the 12 to take the 12 up in the top left corner. Oh, he's going a lot heavier, and this is a disaster. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He should have took the 14. Commentator was right again. I mean, all he had to do was find the gap to get on that 15. He didn't have to be, really keen to take it right now, but the pace was all wrong. Overhit it by a country mile. And what a sellout this is to get to the hill for Bedhead.
Yeah, given how large this table is, it's impressive he could overhit it by that much.
That's a huge fail by Larry, and this might be painful at the end of the night.
He got tired of you saying he's not going through the ball. He said, I'm going to go through this one, darn it.
Well, there's going through the ball, and there's going through the ball with control. And that was just letting loose. What do you not do in any game? I mean, it's like a cardinal sin in any game that you play. You don't let the cue ball run unless you really need to. And that cue ball has ran 11, 12 feet there around the angles and all the way down into this bottom right hand corner.
Bedhead's just getting a little out of line here. He got a little awkwardly straight on that ball, had to hit it a little firmer, ended up on the rail. So he's got a couple little touchy shots to try to get back in line here. He couldn't hold for the one in the side by just rolling that in with the top of the ball. He needed to be able to stun it, which he couldn't do with great control because he was too close to the rail.
Well, I'll tell you what he doesn't want to do is he doesn't want to be running through behind the 6 ball and then having no shot, because that 1 ball doesn't really cut from there. And would you believe it, he's gone for the stun to stop the run through, and he's missed the 4. Well, the nerves are showing.
I thought maybe he should have played the 5 next, because the 4 was sitting right in front of the side pocket where he was going to have plenty of chances to get good on it in a variety of pockets.
Oh, this is a tough starter for Larry if he's taking this 12 on. And the 10 ball's going nowhere. Little nudge. That's not really done him any favours. I think he's nailed it to the rail.
It's off the rail.
It's off the rail, but it's still not going anywhere.
Yeah, not unless he gets a better angle on it than this. Bedhead says, wow, he's approximately as articulate as I usually am when I miss a ball. But I have more practice.
Larry's trying to get up table to get behind the tent. I mean, he had all the room to get there, but I'll tell you, this is the one that's going to take. Let's see if he puckers up playing this one.
Well, it's no use leaving it there because it's not hindering Bedhead's opportunity to answer.
Just got to
He's got to
watch
go ahead and shoot it.
that middle pocket. And it's holding the line and holding the line.
Hit it sweet.
Good shot, but this is another one. Another testy one.
A little, just a touch of left to roll it back between the one and the side pocket. And none too hard.
Oh, needs to slow up. I think it's good. Oh, then again, it could have done with slowing down a bit more.
A little more left might have helped him. Because, you know, that same speed, but just a little closer to the side pocket, suddenly you got a much
he's getting this
prettier angle on the 8.
There's a good margin of error for this, because he's just knocking it in pocket weight, and the pocket's going to help it in. Yeah. Well, Larry, one away.
Takes the hill, but he's got the break, so Bedhead's going to have the first chance to run out.
You know, that's the way things are going. Yes, he is. No, ball in the side, yeah, but
that's the cue ball.
Oh, your goodness me! You're telling me, yeah, cue ball's gone in the side. I was building my hopes up there, thinking it was a ball, and it's a cue ball.
Well, I said Bedhead would have the first chance to run out, and I suppose that's true. But it's not looking like a great opportunity, even with ball in hand.
No, he's
ball in hand in the kitchen in this rule set.
Yeah, he's got to immediately, if he's going to try and run out, I think he's got to. I mean, even where he is, it's not. He's got to then, I think, pot that 3 ball and break into them to try and open up the table. He's got to be full-blooded.
Still sitting very awkward, even if he does open up the 6.
That's no good either, the 2 and the 7. I mean, he can drop right onto the bottom rail. Well, he's tried to improve it. I think he's on the 6, is he?
Doesn't go, does it?
Let's have a look.
Ooh,
6,
maybe.
The 6 goes. It's the other side of the 8 ball, so it goes clean.
Well, I thought the 15 might have it, but I think he does have half a pocket anyway.
He's looking at the 7, so he's dropping right onto the bottom rail to look at the 7. Now that, I think, well, it might be easier playing a billiard. I don't know.
If he sticks to the rail here, I think he can get it. Ooh, he didn't stick to the rail though. I think he
can still get that in, yeah. But can he get the cue ball out though for another shot?
Well, if he rolls forward to the rail, he'll have a decent enough shot on the 2.
He's pretty straight here, by the way. Yeah, he's trying to draw past the 2 again, leave it in the same pocket. Just trying to hit it off the jaw. He's calling a safety, trying to lock up.
Oh, he's going to stick it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the right thing to do.
That's smart thinking, because he still has enough balls on the table to have options for what to do next, whether or not Larry makes a good hit here. He's going to kick toward the 12. Hard to imagine he's not going to hit one of these stripes.
That just slows up.
Presumably aiming at.
Now, Bedhead might try and brush through off the 9 here, but he's no real way of knowing that he's going to end up somewhere good in that too. I mean, the 4, I don't think he wants to. Does he want to be cutting that in? What's that? Why not?
He could play the 1 and break open the 8 at the same time.
Oh.
And probably he'd be on the 2 unless the 8 and 2 tied up.
You know, if you play this one ball at a gentle pace, you're going to push the 8 towards the 2, and you the chance of tying it up doing that. And if you play the 5 gentle, you're maybe hitting that 9 ball thicker than you think, but you might still have a shot in the 1. Hard to say.
He's gonna play a passive safety here. He was trying to put the 4 on the rail where it would block the 13.
Well, I think that's given Larry all the bait that he needs. He's going to go for the breakout on the 15. Well, if he's looking at the 14, he may well be going for the breakout here and going hell for leather to the finishing line.
Yeah, I think right here is where you could find yourself with no shot, though, if you make the 14 out. There's really no ball on the table that you'd feel really confident you're going to be on next.
See you later, miasma. Well, he's got the angle again. Now he knows he's got the 13 down the rail. He should have a sight on it if this doesn't go right. And it hasn't gone right, but he's still got that shot. The other problem is...
The 8 sat in front of the 15, though.
Yeah, 15's no go.
And he's out of obvious solutions now. That breakout shot that he just played was kind of the clear way to solve this issue, and the fact that the 8 stayed in the way leaves him scrambling. He's looking at the 1, or at the 9, which will send the cue ball toward the 1, or maybe toward the 15, or maybe both. Yeah, that was always a much tougher shot than he wanted to be playing. He thought he was going to have better better options than that after that breakout shot he played.
Well, Bedhead, I think this is his... well, I'm going to stick my neck in the line. This is his last chance, surely, to get to the hill. Take it all the way.
Well, I think so, but I think he's going to get it. I kind of like going 1, 2, 4, 5 from here, as long as you can. You just got to make sure. Well, if you were going from the 4 to the 5 last, all you'd have to make sure of is that you didn't roll behind the 9. But now he'll...
It's another testy one, by the way. This isn't a gimme. He's got to get that line and get through to the rail and out. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? That these are not easy on this table. And, well, I cursed Bedhead there. I said he should have been out. And now the only thing that's going to cause the issue for Larry's the 15 ball, and he's dealing with that immediately. Well, I think he's going to be stunning through behind. Is he drawn back? Yeah, he's spinning. He's going to spin out. That's the right one. The big test for Larry, though, is getting good on that 9. So
side pocket.
You know, oh, no. Again, now there's another shot where he was trying to be delicate. And if you're telling me he's got a normal mouse, there's no way in this earth he's got a normal mouse and playing shots like that.
Well, and you can tell he underhit it, because there's no way he wanted that angle on the 9. He was always going to try to roll further than that, and hitting it so much softer than he expected causes the undercut as well.
Well, touchy shots like that, you've got to be, you've got to be relaxed and go right through with the shot to execute it, and he just did not get there at all. And what's more, we are going all the way, but it's another sellout from Larry. He did one earlier on, and now, of course, Bedhead breaking.
Bedhead with the disadvantage of the break in the hill rack. He should have thought of this before he won the lag.
Well, this is where he breaks, gets a ball and runs out. Doesn't look like it at the moment, though.
Unfortunately,
where's the 15? Where's the 15?
Oh.
Where's the 15?
Oh, at the last moment.
And he can get to the 13 in the gap between the 2 and 3 if he's going to stick with the stripes. He's got 4 of them down the bottom. What do you think?
Well, the 14 is awkward because it doesn't pass the 6. Obviously, it does go in the other corner. But the positional zones are pretty touchy. That zone on the 13 you mentioned is not a big target if you don't end up perfect on the previous ball.
Right, so
that doesn't really change it, the fact that he moved the 1.
But if he gets up the table, he's got to get right up the table very, very quickly here to get that 13, if that's the 13 that's up there. And then, sorry, not the 13, is it the 11? Up top.
The 11.
Right, so if he gets on that, and I mean, in good shape there, he can drop that into that gap for the 13.
Yep,
but
14, 11, 13 from here is probably the play.
He might be trying to go right up the table right now and deal with that, because then he's working with at the business end down here with his remaining balls. I don't think that's done him any harm, other than he's on the rail. He can just drop this in, or can he? Let's see whether he needs to.
I think he needs to go to the side rail and back out, because I think he's a little straight.
Yeah, this is not quite as cut and dried as it looks, but he's played it well. Oh. He's got there.
When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. All right, he's back in line.
Now, we know the 10 ball goes into the side if he needs to take the 10 into that side pocket, because the gap's still there. And he might end up having to do that, but the problem with that 10 ball into the side is it's not going to be great to get on the 8 unless you leave an angle. And then when you leave an angle in the pot, it makes the pot more difficult because you've got that tight a window to get in. So this is not set in stone, this. He might... Well, it's looking even more likely. Let's have a look. Now,
he's got some angle on the 12 to maybe play for the 10.
He's going up for the opposite corner. Yep. Yeah, he's got well, he's got English on this. He doesn't want to get too much on it. He's played it pretty near perfect.
Controlled.
Pretty near perfect. And now anything but the side rail and hooking yourself behind the 5. He's well away from that. Well, Larry, don't look at the replay, whatever you do, because you will have nightmares on this rack. And Bedhead, well, Bedhead had a good start. Larry got back in. It was Larry for, what, 6 racks? Dry breaks all over the place. And then some major fails on Larry's part. And in the end, Bedhead goes through. But I'll tell you, I wouldn't be watching that as a replay. Now,
Chico taking credit for the call. I was off by 1 rack.
Yep, Chico, I think he called it 11-10, didn't he? Right, let's have a look at the bracket. Well, that's already updated. Larry's now through. And
fantastic Mr. Fox versus Miasma just kicked off too, LS is telling us.
Keith has been advanced through to play Cobra in the next round, because again, the last update I had was the one I had from a few days ago, where he's laid up with this COVID. It started off a bit like a cold, he said, but then things got nasty when he was struggling to breathe, and I had to get the paramedics in. I haven't heard anything from him since. But anyway, Bedhead's going to play the winner of that match if it goes ahead. If not, it'll be Cobra that he will play in round number 4. What was the other one you were talking about? What other matches started?
Let's see.
Oh, Miasma and Mr. Fox. That's
playing.
That started at 8:52. And what time is it right now? That's just gone 9 o'clock. Race to 8.
I'm gonna have to sign off, but this has been fun. Thanks very much for having me.
Yep, thanks for joining. I won't be hanging about much longer either when I think about it. Take care here, Pig. See you again.
Alright, have a good one.
Who else is playing? Well, that's the one that's on at 2 AM in the morning. And Miasma against Mr. Fox. Let's have a look at this tourney page. Right, that one. What happened with the Boots match? Did it end up in a forfeit? I thought he was playing. What the hell are we doing here? Where are we going? Let's have a look. Did he end up forfeiting? Oh aye, Steve didn't show up by the look of it. And Little Wolf's gone through to play Wanma. Now, that's gone 9 o'clock. Why is it not started yet? Right, anyway. That other match that has started, we'll get and watch it for a little while. Where the hell is it now? Why can't I look at this bracket and find a match? There it is. Right, well, I've already jinxed Miasma. I think he's got his work cut out against Mr. Fox. Yeah, well, I don't want to be hanging around much longer either, so I'm going to call it a night as well, guys. Thanks everybody for watching. Take care, stay safe, and before I do go, I'll have one final look at this just to get my head round where we're going next, because we've got the next match on Saturday at 2 AM. So I'm in bed for that one. We've got another one tomorrow afternoon. I won't be there for that one. We've got Fast Eddie at 8 PM tomorrow night. And we've got Casino Jim and Disabler at 9 PM. So the match we'll be watching tomorrow night, or the one they'll be commentating on, will be Fast Eddie against Quagmire. I would suggest that Eddie should be too strong in that match, although Eddie's been struggling with the 10-footer as well. We've got Sergeresh and Woody at 7 PM on Sunday night, but that's just going to be the little appetizer for the main event of the evening, which will be Mooncake and Spectre Dawn on Sunday night at 7:30 PM. So we'll watch the start of the Sergeresh Woody match, and then there's a match after that as well, which is at 9 PM with Shibo and Mr. Bill. I'll maybe see the start of that one, but I won't be there for the duration. And then the last match in the schedule is Hazad versus John Boot on Monday evening GMT. That's 7 PM. and I'll be there for that one. And so until then, guys, thank you for watching. I'm off. Well done, Bedhead, but my goodness me, Larry, I hope Larry doesn't watch that replay, because that has got to be painful. So, cheers for watching, guys. I am going. I'm heading out. I'll bid you good night.